Hi everyone, my name is Alex Ryan. I participate for Dash for Dad. Welcome to the closing Dash for Dad ceremony. I am so excited to see the big number that is going to be announced. Please welcome Cindy McDowell.
Good morning and welcome to our Dash for Dad closing ceremonies for 2021. We had a really successful Dash for Dad event with a great opening ceremonies last week and a really good week so far. I want to take a minute, first of all, to thank Jack FM and Stax, Loop, and Megan for hosting last week. We really appreciated their commitment and the time that they gave to us. We also really appreciate the dedication and support of our participants and our donors. Without you, we could not continue our fight against prostate cancer. I'd like to turn it over to Carol right now so she can talk about the important things such as money. Carol, it's all yours.
Good morning. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust this so I'm not looking funny. Okay, so this year again, I get the honorable task of mentioning how much money we've raised, who is our top fundraisers, and top teams, etc. So I'm going to start with top fundraisers. Jerry Arnold was our top fundraiser with $8,320. So he's our first place winner, and he wins the Soul Science gift certificate for a new pair of running shoes. We'll get that to him as soon as we can. Jack Gerd was second place with $4,240, and Darren Ross, who was on our opening ceremonies last week, raised $2,896. I also want to mention Dr. Chin. He can't win, we don't let him, but he did raise $20,000 for our event this year, which is amazing. And he certainly supports us each and every year and makes a ton of money for prostate cancer. Top teams for this year, Herd of Gerds was our first place winner at $6,020. And the prostate cancer support group team was second with $4,906. And the Wyoming Warriors took third place with $2,635. That's an amazing feat for us doing a virtual event this year. Our total raised was phenomenal. Online, if you're looking on the numbers, it says we raised $85,064.41. Offline, we also had some money, which came in the form of checks instead of going online, was $6,425. And our silent auction today, we got our total, and it brought in $3,526. Cindy's going to give us a drum roll. Perfect. Our whole total for 2021, $95,019.41. Absolutely amazing. That is almost the same number as we did with our live event 2 years ago when we had 500 participants out at Springbank Gardens. A couple just housekeeping things to mention. Silent auction prizes. You should have received an email saying if you won a prize. We're also going to make some phone calls and give you some idea of how to go to the Dash for Dad site. Click the link and you can pay for your prizes there. Or we can just discuss it by phone personally with each of you. The other thing is t-shirts. As you know, everyone got a t-shirt with their registration. And it's great that most people picked them up. Sorry, I had a brain meltdown there. But I've got a few left over that haven't been picked up. If you want your t-shirts, then you can just contact us through the dashfordad.ca website. Mention that you'd like to pick them up. We can contact you and get something arranged so we can get your t-shirts. Okay. Justin is asking me, Justin's our behind the scenes man, in case you never met him. He wanted me to make sure that I mentioned that Jerry Arnold won the Soul Science shoe gift certificate, and we will get that to him so he can get a brand new pair of shoes. I am going to turn the computer screen over to Carl Kelly. He is going to do some thanking of donors and give us a little bit of his story as well. Good morning, Carl. How are you?
Good morning, Carol. I'm great. Nice sunny day after the 2-3 days of rain.
Yeah. Hopefully no more rain for a while.
Yes.
I'll leave the screen to you.
Thank you so much. As Carol indicated, my name is Carl Kelly. I am a committee member on the Dash for Dad. Now, I believe this is my 3rd year I've been involved with that. I also co-chair the local prostate support group, being Wallaceburg, Sarnia, and London, with John Oliveira out of Wallaceburg. Going forward, if any of you guys want to join a group, you're more than welcome to do that. It goes without saying that events like this would not be possible without the generosity of our sponsors. We have a number of silver sponsors this year: Acura West, Unifor Local 27, Highbury Ford, and CIBC Wood Gundy. Bronze sponsors include Holland Cleaning Supplies, NCA Limited, Unifor Local 88, And as was mentioned earlier, our media sponsor, Jack 102.3, did our opening ceremonies. It would be difficult to have such a successful event without their participation. Designs were done by Cure Design. Our t-shirts that everybody seems to be commenting about this year were done by T&T Printing. And our prizes were supplied by Best Buy, Soul Science, and Air Canada. Just quickly, like I said earlier, I've been involved with this event for the last 3 years, and it has been a pleasure to work with the committee members that are really dedicated to the success of this program. They will be introduced to you shortly. Once again, the management team, Carol and Cindy, and the technology team, which, they're always behind the scenes, like Justin steers. Once again, they deserve a great shout out for yet another successful year. I look forward to next year's event, hopefully COVID-free and live, so that we can meet the participants that have been so generous with their time and their donations in these unusual times. On behalf of the Prostate Support Group, Sarnia, Wallaceburg, and London, I want to thank the Dash for Dad committee for their ongoing support for our group. And I look forward to seeing you next year. And here we go. Thank you very much. I'll pass this back to Cindy.
Thanks, Carl. And it's always been important for our donors. We really thank you because it keeps our costs low, and we're able to run this event with very, very low administration costs, so that most of the money that we raise goes directly to London Health Sciences Foundation, and everything stays in London, which is important. Last week, I thanked our committee members who worked for us diligently over the year, and we thought this week that we'd like to just give a little bit of their story about why they're involved with us. At our meetings, we always joke about the fact that our committee is mostly made up of Carol's family and prostate cancer survivors. So Carol and I are sisters, as she slides in. Her daughter Samantha is our design person who does all of our design, t-shirt design, and she's the Cure design person. But then we have a great group of men and women who work with us and have their own stories. So starting with Patrick. Pat was diagnosed in 2003 at the age of 44 and had a radical prostatectomy in 2004. 2021 is his 18th Dash for Dad event, and he's been part of that committee for that amazing amount of time. Carl's journey started in November 28th, 2016 with a radical prostatectomy. And now 4.5 years later, his PSA is not detectable. And as he already stated, he works on the committee and also co-chairs our prostate support groups. Brian's father passed away from prostate cancer. So Brian was closely monitored when his PSA levels elevated. He had his prostate removed the day after he was 55. Great birthday present. He required some more radiation in 2020, but he's now cancer-free. Gord had a radical prostatectomy in November of 2000. He's been cancer-free since. Gord's been part of the Dash for Dad committee since its beginning, and when we do a live event, Gord is the one who looks after the physical course of the run. John, at 46, his PSA was 12, which was an indicator of cancer, when within 9 months his PSA jumped to 25. He participated in a clinical trial for 18 weeks, followed by the removal of the prostate. He is now cancer-free. John started the prostate cancer support groups in Wallaceburg and Sarnia, and then in London, in order for men to be able to get together and talk about their journey. I've been to a couple of those support groups, and I have to tell you that I learned way more information than I thought I needed to know. David, 8 years ago, David was diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. He joined a clinical trial of chemotherapy, hormone shots, and surgery, and now at 79 years of age is cancer-free. Bailey, one of the few women on our group, joined our committee to get more involved with her community, but this year her involvement became more personal as her grandfather was diagnosed with prostate cancer, but he is undergoing treatment right now and doing well. Daryl was not able to join us today, but Daryl's father and brother were both diagnosed with prostate cancer, and the 5 boys in his family have elevated PSAs. So far, Daryl has not been diagnosed for cancer, though he goes through biopsies on a regular basis, but he does strongly advocate for early PSA tests if there is a family history. Also, we also have Jack Gerd. Jack was diagnosed in 2013 and in 2018 had his prostate removed. We're going to hear from Jack later with more of his story. All of the members of our committee are extremely grateful to the care and treatment they received at LHSC and from Dr. Chin and his team. It's another reminder of the importance of Dash for Dad. And again, this year, the $95,000 will be put to good use in terms of treating and fighting prostate cancer. Here are some pictures from this year's event. Thank you to those people who sent in their pictures to show the participation in Dash for Dad. The one really nice thing about the virtual event is that people can walk wherever they want. So it's neat to see those pictures with landmark signs in the background, Blackfriars Bridge, Wallaceburg, to know that we have Stronger Than Cancer t-shirts all over Southern Ontario. We know that prostate cancer is genetically connected, and current research at the Verspeten Clinical Genome Center is looking at the DNA markers for prostate cancer. We do know that prostate cancer can travel through families, which is why it's important for brothers, sons, and nephews to have early and regular PSA tests. To highlight the family linked to prostate cancer, I invite Jack and Marg Gerd to join us and share their story. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for your donations, being top team and one of our major fundraisers individually. You and your family have done a great job at supporting Dash for Dad, but I know that it's dear to your heart because of the family connections that you're going to talk about. So I will leave it to you, and we really thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
This year, Jack and I became part of the Dash for Dad committee. We feel this cause is so important, and all the work they have done in previous years to raise funds for prostate cancer research is amazing. We wanted to contribute our time to this cause. Jack is now going to share his story as so important to detect prostate cancer in early stages.
My story started with my dad. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2000 and had it removed in 2001. He passed in 2004 at the age of 74. At that time, myself and my brothers began having our PSA tested. It wasn't until 2010 when it became serious. My brother Bob was diagnosed with prostate cancer. He had a high PSA and a Gleason 9, and it was very serious, aggressive. He had his prostate removed and went on series of hormone shots. He battled for 8 years and passed in the fall of 2018. He was 70 years old. In 2013, my brother Todd's PSA started to rise and his biopsy showed Gleason 7. At that point, he decided to get it removed and he is doing well today. My brother Greg found his PSA rising in 2018. His biopsy showed a Gleason 7 and he had his removed a few months later and he is still doing well. I myself was referred to Dr. Chin in 2013. He monitored my PSA, which has gradually increased over the years. I also had 4 biopsies and the PSA increased to 10 and my biopsy remained at 6 until 2018 when some 7s showed up. At that time, I had made the decision to have it out and I'm still doing well. Since then, I have joined the support group with John Oliveira, helping him with a night of comedy and raising funds for the Dash for Dads.
Our story continues, as also my father had prostate cancer. In fact, Dr. Chin removed his prostate in 1997, and my brother at the moment is being monitored as he has prostate cancer, but has not yet had it removed. His PSA is stable. It is so important for all males in both sides of our family, sons, nephews, and grandsons, start being checked at an early age. Research is so important as they are finding new ways to fight and cure prostate cancer. We want to thank all of our family and friends for their support, and congratulations to the Herd of Girds. Since COVID, we have not been able to participate in the walk in London. Let's hope 2022 it will come back. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning.